I'm hoping you're wrong out of sheer sake of it, but no, it is actually BK.
Okay, so here's the thing. They have three notable players, Cabral, Luis, and Mikey. They have played in M2, and they are part of the reason why Malaysian teams, Singaporean teams, had a very, very hard time in M2.
Well, they will be going to Group B because obviously there are candidates who are already in Group A, so they're going to be moved down to Group B. And let's see who the next team is coming out here. That's the first time we've had to do that. I thought we wouldn't have to do that, but
To be fair,
that's what happens.
he didn't semi-call it. He did say he wouldn't mind BK being in Group B.
Well, I semi-called it, but it's not 100% accurate here.
Are you still calling it for BK for Group A? So I have a second chance here.
Well, let's find out as we are revealing our next team. It is going to be BDL going into Group B.
Yeah, Fidel, again, shrouded in mystery. No other teams know what they're going to do, and even they have said it themselves. This is going to be a very, very big advantage going into M3 because, again, everyone will be researching everyone. But when no one knows what you're going to do, again, big surprises.
So Vidal will be in Group A. We've got two more teams left to draw, but we don't have to draw them because of the regions. It's already been done, so thank you so much, guys, for that draw. Let's just have a quick look at the draw. Now we know the final two teams and which groups they are going to go inside. So, of course, there you have it. In Group C will be BTK because RSG, of course, can't go into Group C as there's already a Singaporean team in Group C. So RSG will be in Group D. Now, Gideon, there are two more balls left in there, so let's just make sure those are the two teams.
No worries, out of formality.
Oh, come on. This is your luck. We have to test. Because, again, RSG, they're confirmed going to Group D. Let's try to make it happen. You have to draw BTK now.
I mean, you guys already drew Onyx versus Onyx, so Gideon, I have high hopes for you.
I don't.
I like the confidence, guys. Thanks. Really. No pressure here whatsoever. Gonna crack this bad boy open. Let's see who it's going to be.
Well,
Here we go.
Well, this is Team RSG again. You cannot do it, but RSG. They were formed as the MPL MY SG Season 5 champions. They have been established since Season 1 in SG, but the thing is, RSG, their past achievements, they have plenty of them, and again, they also played a very methodical style of MLBB.
Of course, RSG SG will be going into Group D, and for confirmation, who is the team that is going in Group C? You're going to get this right because it's the only ball inside.
Yeah, absolutely, but this is also one of the most hyped up teams that everyone's really been looking forward to. If you don't know them, well, you're missing out because it is definitely going to be BTK.
Yeah, BTK coming in from North America qualifiers. A lot of people, fans, players are looking forward to see how BTK plays because they have been undefeated throughout the playoffs with a clean 2-0. But again, that is in NA. We do want to see how will they perform against all of the other C regions as well as the other MPL or non-MPL regions.
Gideon, the Bloodthirsty Kings. What is it about this team that everyone's raving about? Because you guys were talking about them beforehand.
Well, look, it's the NA hype here. We've had many personalities talk about them. We've seen their performances as well in their own qualifiers. This team is just leagues ahead of everybody else in NA. The question is, will they stand up to the more experienced and more entitled side of Southeast Asia?
Well, interesting groups. Let's just have a recap on the full group draw. You guys mentioned the group of death. Looking at it right now, it is probably going to be Group B, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Again, we have Onyx champions from Indonesia, Onyx Philippines runner-up from the Philippines, Koda, the runner-up from Malaysia, and right now VK coming in from Brazil. As of right now, Group B is probably the most competitive just because they have a lot of, as I said, they have a lot of resume, they have a lot of achievements under their name.
And Gideon, how about the most exciting group? I'm going to say you're going to go for Group C simply because when we were doing the interviews, you mentioned a lot of these teams are very unpredictable. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I would say that Group C not only are they unpredictable, they're some of the most aggressive we have, especially CU Sunan as well as Navi. Both of these teams really like to go hard or just go home. Luckily, in this group stage, nobody's going to go home just yet. It's really competing for the upper brackets.
So that is the group draw. The schedule is what we're going to show you next. Of course, day one, we have got some great matches taking place. So this is Group A, day one. Of course, there's 6 games on there. Raphael, which one will you definitely be watching? Well, you're going to watch them all, but which one will you make sure you don't miss?
Well, again, let's start with the very first one of the day. A very good matchup where we can see Blacklist International going up against Red Canids, where again, Red Canids, they have a lot of potential. I do want to see them do very well in M3. But as of right now, Blacklist International is a very big wall for them to hurdle.
Gideon, for people who are watching this for the first time, this might seem like a silly question, but I think a lot of people would be interested to hear your opinion. So, Blacklist International, they have got a gap in between all their games, but for instance, BDL, they're playing a match after each other. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage in your opinion?
Well, look, a lot of teams have different play styles. Not one simple formula works for everybody. Everybody has different needs, and the same goes for these teams. Blacklist International, they could be a team that works off of a lot of momentum. Give us more and more games, put them all in one shot, and we'll get better progressively. Or sometimes they need to, take a break, slow down, and then continue to progress. I think, for that specific question, BDL and Malvinas Gaming, I'm both worried for them because we don't know whether they're momentum-based or do they need that break to succeed.
Well, that is day one. Day two, I don't think anyone is going to miss any of these games. Lefel, is it a silly question to ask which game you're going to look forward to the most? It's Onyx versus Onyx, right?
Well, Onyx versus I have 2 games that I want to watch, but yes, Onyx versus Onyx. I'm pretty sure not just me, not just me, but everyone else as well. We want to see how the Filipino brand as well as the Indonesian brand, they're going to play with each other. But another shout out I do want to give is Onyx Philippines against Team Toda, where Toda, again, they play a very uncharacteristic style because sometimes their draft is a little bit all over the place. I want to see how they go up against Onyx Philippines.
Gideon, which game do you think will be over the quickest? So many strong teams in this. If you had to predict one game that would be over the fastest, which one would you go for?
Honestly, I think most people would say it's going to be Onyx versus VK. No, I think the Onyx versus Onyx game will actually be the fastest.
Oh.
Because I feel that once a team gets even the slightest advantage, it's game over already. It's the first person who makes the mistake.
Oh, interesting theory there. We shall see. That is day two. Some absolutely fantastic matches on. Day three. Still got some fantastic ones. This is the unpredictable group we mentioned earlier. So many interesting matches. Lefel, which one do you think is the highlight for that group?
Okay, so a lot of people are interested in EVOS games, but I want to see the very last game over there. See you soon going up against BTK, where both of these teams, they like to play aggressive. Again, BTK looks so strong in NA, and See You Soon has been getting a lot of games from MPL teams. So I think BTK and See You Soon, that's the last match of the day. That is the match that I want to see.
So Gideon, a lot of people might say this looks like the easiest group so far. Would you agree or disagree with that statement?
Honestly, unless you are an EVOS SG fan, I would totally agree that, EVOS SG has the highest chance of getting into the upper brackets without too much unless they really drop the ball. I'm so excited because this is one of those situations where it's whether you want Ice versus Fire in the EVOS versus SYS matchup or the Fire versus Fire matchup, which is SYS up against Navi.
And very quickly, both of you, which game are you looking forward to the most from this group?
See You Soon versus Navi.
Again, See You Soon, BTK.
Okay, well, some fantastic matches there. Day four, the final one. This is Group D. And to be honest with you, every single day, there's at least one game that's going to be fantastic. SMG versus RRQ right there. Which match do you think has the biggest chance of any team causing an upset?
Okay, so personally for me, I do believe that SMG going up against RSG, the third match of the day, there is a possible upset because again, SMG are the champions, RSG, they're not the champions of their own region, but again, I feel like RSG could actually take the game off of SMG because even they said during their interview, where they're most afraid of themselves, not being able to catch up with the meta, not being able to catch up with Singapore.
Gideon, this group here, Group D, GX, right? GX squad, we spoke to them earlier. What do you think their chances are of getting out of this group looking at those matches?
Look, the most logical reasoning that we can see here is that since we don't have a lot of information off of GX, it's likely that most people will assume that they wouldn't be able to take a game from either RSG, RQ, or even SMG. But that's the big problem here. I think that GX has what it takes to really turn things around. And I think their best chances, if they can take a game off of RRQ, that in itself is a huge, huge statement.
Well, guys, it's been an amazing